you're suffering today, call Dr. Fernando Ranella, the Center for Back Pain Management, 561-819-6325. That's 561-819-6325 or injectpainaway.com.
You say you need to lose weight for the holidays or just to stay healthy. Nothing seems to be working except frustration. The wait is over. Order your organic detox tea and resolution drops from the Wait Is Over company and start feeling better by shedding pounds. Not all detox systems are the same. Listen to those who have used the tea with fantastic results. Visit her website, totallifechanges.com/421-9711 to get all the information you need to feeling better. Drink 2 cups a day, and you too can lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Call today, 954-696-8330, and listen to testimonials about proper weight loss using the tea. Ask about the opportunity to earn $50,000 by Christmas with a Total Life Changes business opportunity. Call today, 954-696-8330, and change your life today.
You can become independently healthy, and I'll tell you how. Dr. Bob Martin here. If you want to feel, function, and perform the very best you can, please tune in and call into my show Sunday mornings at 10 on Talk 1470 WNN.
Welcome, sports fans, to the 5th Annual City Unification Cup Soccer Fest being held at Central Broward Regional Park and Stadium. Broward County Events is promoting prizes and giveaways from now till December 20th, complete with soccer games and beauty pageants and concerts. For ticket information, call 954-934-5293 or visit the website unificationcup.com and come out and root for your team on a day full of events and fun. 954-934-5093. Call today.
Talk health. Talk wealth. Talk politics. Talk 1470 WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to our show. You're listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections, a place to learn about and celebrate creative arts therapy. Each week we'll explore new ways that music, art, and dance can reach, connect with, and help individuals of all stages of health and wellness. Hi, I'm Bree Bynan, a board-certified music therapist and the managing partner for the Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute. Tune in as I interview professionals from healthcare and educational backgrounds on the impact of the creative arts. If you prefer to watch our live video stream, simply visit www.pbmti.com. Hello, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening and watching Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. I'm your host, Bree Bynan. I'm a board-certified music therapist here locally in Southeast Florida with the Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute. This show, if this is your first time tuning in, typically we talk about music therapy, art therapy, different ways the creative arts therapies enrich care in medical settings, in healthcare settings, in community settings. And we're doing something a little different today. We're going to be talking about a special member of our family, since it's Thanksgiving Eve, and hopefully all of you are either safely en route to being with your family or friends or already there, settled in. We're talking about our special family members, the furry family members today, and the different roles that they can have in our lives, the benefits they can have just being our pets in our homes, the benefits that therapy animals can have, and also service animals, and what the difference is between all three, which has been new for me to learn. And I have individuals joining us tonight on the show to talk about the benefits of having animals in our lives for personal reasons, but also working animals, which I think is really incredible. We are honored to have tonight Marla Berger from Tomorrow's Rainbow, which is located locally in Coconut Creek. She's going to talk about their program there, using therapeutic animals to help children throughout the bereavement process. And we were actually, our team at PBMTI was lucky enough to get to spend some time with them this weekend, working on their farm, playing games with kids. I can't call it working. We were having fun with the kids. It was really neat to get to see a little bit about what goes on down there. So I'm excited for you to meet her. We have calling in from Tampa, Kelly Weaver, who is a volunteer with the organization Pause for Friendship. She is an occupational therapist, and she volunteers with her Greyhound as a therapy dog. So we're going to find out the difference between her taking her dog into places and working with individuals that way, the way that the horses are used therapeutically at Tomorrow's Rainbow. And then, as special as all of my guests are, I am so thrilled to have the most special guest tonight. My mom is here joining us. She is down from Eastern Tennessee, has come down and made the flight with her service dog, who she has just trained just about 1 week. He has been a service dog. He made his first flight last week. He made his first Thanksgiving shopping trip yesterday at Publix, which, yes, I'm sure many people can identify how busy the grocery store was yesterday and today. So he's minted officially as a service dog, going through that experience. So you're going to get to meet my mom, Jan Gordon, and her service dog, Barney. Again, it's Thanksgiving Eve. Hopefully we're all safely traveling to wherever we're meant to be this holiday, or already there, or maybe we're staying home. Others are coming to us. And I want us to take a moment on this show, even though we're specifically talking about our furry friends in our lives, to think about what we are thankful for. Another reason I chose this topic tonight, because I'm very thankful for the pets that I have in my life and the different roles that animals have played through my own personal journey from a young child. So I want to do a call to action tonight to have you all call in and to share what you are thankful for. And we actually have a special gift for the first person to call in and share what you are thankful for. My mom, Jan Gordon, who's going to be speaking later about her experience with her service dog, is going to be giving away 1 month free of BarkBox. And if you've never used BarkBox before, and this is just a personal endorsement, nobody's paying me, it's a wonderful treat. Sometimes I think it's more exciting for the humans than the dogs, actually, but it's a monthly subscription box that comes to the house with treats and toys. And really what I think is most important about it is all the treats are locally made in the U.S. They're all healthy. They're safe to give our animals, as are the toys. So we are happy to share. We've loved having that delivered to our homes for 1 month to a lucky caller, first caller, calling in to share what you are thankful for. So we're going to continue on tonight on our theme, talking about pets, therapy animals, and service animals. I found this article I thought was really neat on CNN. So even just having pets in our house that are part of our family, maybe they don't have any special job or training or tasks, but even just having a pet in our home can benefit us, can benefit our health. And here are the 5 ways that CNN says that having a pet, having an animal in your home can benefit you. It says you move more. That makes sense. I think most of these are probably mostly applicable to dogs. I don't know, unless you like to take your cat for a walk, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You must have a very special cat. My cat would not allow me to do that. But if you have a dog, you already know you're moving more. We live in an on-the-go society, which can leave little time for exercise and physical activity. But several studies have shown dog owners get more exercise than people who do not have a dog. That should make sense, most of us who are dog owners. Stress reduction and better self-esteem. One of the greatest benefits pet provide is 24/7 emotional support system. Absolutely. Pets innately know that when we need them most, which gives us a feeling of belonging and a self-esteem boost. Pets are even being used to help nations' servicemen overcome post-traumatic stress disorder. Again, we're going to be talking about some of those working roles that animals play throughout our society. A happy heart. That is a good thing. A happy heart. Your heart loves your pet in more ways than one. Some of the largest and most well-designed studies in this field suggest that cats and dogs can improve our heart health. That's a wonderful benefit. Protection against allergies. So sometimes you hear people say, no, I stay away from the pets. I'm too allergic, which certainly animal allergies and allergies to dander are a very real thing. But did you know that owning a pet can actually protect you against allergies? Studies like this one published in the JAMA in 2002 have shown that being exposed to pet dander early on in life can help prevent future allergies. Specifically, children under the age of 1 who had had 2 or more dogs or cats as family pets saw a reduction in allergy development by the time they were 6 or 7. So that's really an interesting thing. If someone in your family already has developed that allergy and you're concerned about bringing a pet into the home, there are certainly options for that as well. Again, we're going to be talking to my mother, Jan, and her service dog, Barney, who's a golden doodle. So because he is 3/4 poodle, he is a hypoallergenic dog. No hair and no dander, correct? And so that makes him unique in the type of companion that he is as well. And the number 5 reason is you can become a social butterfly. Taking your dog to the park or around the block for a walk may be benefiting you more than you are aware. Research indicates that walking with a dog leads to more conversations with your neighbors, with other dog owners, and that helps you stay socially connected. Again, we're going to be talking about this as we go along, how not only a personal pet can help you become more socially connected, but how a therapy animal can help others become more socially connected, how a service dog can help their owners become more socially connected, and even how the process of training an animal, even before you're out in the community, just going to a class, it forces you to get up, to go to a class, to meet individuals, to be working on the same goals week after week, and you form bonds through that. Not only, obviously, very strong bonds with your pet, with your service animal, with your therapeutic animal, but also with those around you. It opens up that communication. So this is our topic today. We are thankful for all of those that are in our lives, that we are family, our friends, that we're coming together, spending this holiday with, and last but not least, our furry friends. So we're going to be talking again in recap to those who work in equine therapy, those who volunteer using their dog in therapeutic, working in hospitals, working in facilities, and also how service animals differentiate from therapeutic animals and those special roles that they have. We're going to end tonight with a special Thanksgiving-themed music sharing with me and my mom, so you're not going to want to miss that. We've been practicing this time. We're not jamming, we've been practicing. So we're really looking forward to sharing that with you. Please remember to call in with what you are thankful for. We're giving away a 1-month subscription to BarkBox, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to have a brief commercial break, and we will talk to Marla Berger after the break. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com. Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Thank you so much. You are listening to and watching Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. I'm your host, Bree Bynan. Tonight we're talking about pets, a special member of our family that many of us are thankful for. But maybe you're unaware of the special roles that pets can take as therapy animals, as service animals. And we are so thrilled to have here Marla Berger from the local nonprofit Tomorrow's Rainbow. Thank you so much for being here, Marla.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. We're thrilled to have you. As I mentioned in my opening, PBMTI got to go down this weekend and be a part of one of your events for Children's Grief Awareness Day, and got to be on the farm and see a little bit of what it's all about, but so excited to hear you explain more about it today. So we'll just start from the top. What is Tomorrow's Rainbow?
Well, Tomorrow's Rainbow is a nonprofit that's dedicated to providing free grief support groups to children 3 years old through high school and their families who've had someone special in their life die. The services are on a therapeutic horse farm and utilize two best practice models: the Dougie Center model, which is a peer facilitated grief support model, meaning that most people who are grieving don't need therapy. They actually benefit from the support of their peers. And so kids are grouped by their age, as well as who died and how they died, so they have as many similarities as possible. And the therapeutic use of our horses is integral to our program, and we're actually the only program in the nation and possibly in the world who actually uses the Dougie Center model on a farm and uses therapeutic horses as their standalone facility.
That's amazing. And Sony, again, we've kind of partnered with you guys a few times to come down, but I loved hearing the breadth of the services that you guys are offering. How do horses fit into that model?
Well, horses are actually the only animal that naturally mirrors the behaviors that they're seeing. So if you're excited, the horse actually starts to mirror that, which is really important, because if you don't like what you're seeing, then maybe you can actually make some adjustments, and then you'll see in real time how things are changing. And so it's a really amazing thing that the horses can do. For our little ones, they're a great source of projection. We might say, "How's Sparky doing today?" "Oh, my dad's mad at me and I'm really sad. I miss my mom and my teacher yelled at me in class." And all of a sudden, they're not really talking about Sparky, but they're really talking about themselves.
Absolutely. So we've been talking a lot on this show over the last few months about different ways that music and art can tap into similar responses, like you're saying,
Absolutely.
processing these things that, when it's not so easy to have that verbal conversation outright, how using that medium can really open those gates of communication. And you are also an art therapist, a registered art therapist. Do you use that within Tomorrow's Rainbow as well?
So because we don't actually provide therapy, we do provide therapeutic opportunities using art, play, and our therapeutic horses. So sometimes some of the activities may be an art therapy-based activity, but it's not done by me as an art therapist, so it's not therapy.
Okay.
And so it would be therapeutic. For my private practice, I do maintain an art therapy groups, typically with adult substance abusers.
Okay, good to know. And but I'm sure just having that background helps so much working in this setting.
Absolutely. There's been times in groups when I've known a little bit more about what's going on within a kid because I'm looking at their artwork. Again, it's not an assessment, but it does help me to kind of make a grounding to know, is this child in need of further services, i.e. therapy, or are what we're providing actually appropriate at this time?
Perfect. That's great. Can you talk a little bit about the different types of the equine assisted therapies that you offer?
Well, at Tomorrow's Rainbow, we provide therapeutic horsemanship, which pretty much means that by learning how to take care of the horses, the kids have to learn how to halter, how to groom, how to turn the horses out, and how to muck out a stall. And that all happens in the same sequence, and that builds stability. And that is something that's really important with children who are grieving, is to have that stability and consistency happen. And so by providing that consistency and stability, they actually get a lot of benefit, but they can also choose which horse they want to work with. So Sparky just happens to be the horse I'm going to talk about, I guess, tonight. But he's our little horse that nips. And you're wondering, why would we have a little horse that nips on the farm? But that's because kids get to know, would you like to work with Sparky? If so, we're going to teach you ways to not get nipped. But then the kids feel empowered. And let's face it, in an out of control situation, like they've had someone special in their life die, it might be really helpful to say, yes, I want to work with Sparky. And then, of course, we make sure that he doesn't nip them, of course. But no, I don't want to. And they feel empowered with whatever their choice was. They feel really out of control at this time in their life. With our teens, we do what's called horse games, but they're really equine-assisted learning opportunities. And what they consist of are maybe a prompt like, create the funeral if you could have designed it, and then invite the horse into that funeral as you would have liked it. Or another activity might be paint on the horses. One horse is what is helpful in your grief, and the other horse is what is not helpful in your grief. And so they get to paint on our horses sometimes with finger paint that is non-toxic, et cetera, needless to say, and then we wash it off right away. And then in my private practice, I do equine-assisted psychotherapy. So again, that would be providing that therapy to children, teens, and adults with a wide range of different types of issues. Not at Tomorrow's Rainbow, there's also hippotherapy, which is occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy on horseback, provided by occupational therapists, physical therapists, and speech therapists. There's also therapeutic riding, which is done by a certified riding instructor through Path International, and that helps with a wide range of issues from disabilities to some types of self-esteem issues, things like that. There's vaulting, there's therapeutic driving. The list kind of goes on and on.
This is great. Yeah, I love hearing about these resources. And all of these different types of therapies that you're mentioning, are there opportunities for that within our area, even if it's something that Tomorrow's Rainbow doesn't provide?
Absolutely. There are some excellent organizations that people can find. Hippotherapy, which is that physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. There's a wonderful organization called Bit by Bit down in Davie. Equine Assisted Therapies of South Florida is what used to be called Horses in the Handicap at Tradewinds Park in Coconut Creek. And Vince Ramos is in Loxahatchee, and it is an excellent, excellent program. And so a lot of these offer both therapeutic riding as well as hippotherapy, and you can check and see which ones they have currently.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Such great resources. Thank you so much for sharing those. Do you have a personal connection with horses that kind of led you to this work?
As my family likes to remind me, I've been drawing horses since pretty much I can hold a pencil. So I've always loved horses. And in high school, I started volunteering with the Special Olympics Equestrian Division. And I just felt there was something good about it, but not quite great. I then went to join the North American Riders for the Handicap, which became the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship International, and volunteered for many years, became a certified riding instructor through them, again, feeling like things were nice. They were wonderful and very therapeutic, but not quite what I wanted. And then I found EGALA, which is the Equine Assisted Growth and Learning Association, and became certified through them over 12 years ago now. And I'm working towards my advanced certification with them because that is the way that you use horses in a very naturalistic setting. They're at liberty, and their natural ability to mirror what's going on inside of a person really creates a microcosm. And so I've always been fascinated by horses, loved them, and just knew that there was something that they could give back to us too.
I love that. That's so wonderful. Thank you. I know I'm already learning so much. I had no idea how many different opportunities there were for this, but I should have assumed that, being an animal lover, just the depth that is involved in it and how much we can benefit from these animals. That's beautiful. I know that we do have a caller. Is that you, Kelly? Are you there, Kelly?
Yes, I am.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, fine. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And Kelly, can you let us know where you're calling in from?
Where I'm calling you from the Tampa Bay area.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I know we were connected actually through someone that I went to school with, saw my request on Facebook looking for someone who might be able to speak to the benefit of volunteering as a pet therapist. And I hope you can clear up the language for me there is what exactly that title would be called for you. But she let me know a little bit about your involvement with Paws for Friendship. And I wondered if you could introduce that organization to us.
Actually, I would love to. Paws for Friendship has been around for going on 23 years. It was started by an amazing woman by the name of Jan Schmidt, who had a Great Dane. She had no real therapy background or anything. She actually worked, I believe, for the government at the time. But her mother was in a nursing home, and her mother loved her Great Dane. So she decided one day and asked the facility if it'd be okay if she brought Jeannie, her Great Dane, in to visit her mom. And the facility said yes, and of course she started visiting her mom with Jeannie, and people just absolutely loved the visit. And so from there, she realized that this would be a positive thing for people to share their animals with. Those that are basically not able to have animals or visit with animals, in hospitals, nursing homes, different types of settings. And so after her mom passed, she had a huge void in her life, and so she kind of thought about it and figured she'd start the program. And so 23 years ago, she gave life to Pause for Friendship. And I joined about 5 to 6 years ago. I do physical therapy for a living, and I'm a director of rehab in a building in Sarasota. And so I also do greyhound adoptions. So Jan had asked us one time at a greyhound event because greyhounds are perfect heights for wheelchairs and so mild-mannered, and asked if we would be interested in doing pet therapy. And I said I would love to because I knew how important it was for the residents to have a little bit of home when they're not able to be at home.
I love that. My background, Kelly, is working mostly in medical settings, specifically in hospice care, and I've seen going into homes, going into facilities, just how important having that connection is. And I love what you're saying about in this stage of life that you're talking about, you're working with, is that it's more appropriate for the animals to go to them in their natural environment. Where Marla, you're sharing that for a child who might feel isolated in their situation, alone in their situation, it's more important and impactful for them to go maybe to the farm and to be with like-minded or children that have been through the same experience.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the neat thing about Pause for Friendship is we have multiple different settings that we go to. We go to Florida Hospital Tampa. We go to multiple nursing facilities. We go to Joshua House, which is a facility for troubled teens. We do Pause to Read, which is huge in our elementary schools and libraries for children that are at risk, where we bring our, and I'm going to say dogs, but there are multiple animals. There are cats. We have a turtle that's part of our group. We have miniature horses. We have multiple different animals that are part of Pause for Friendship. She doesn't limit. But when we go in, we will a couple of libraries in Tampa where at-risk children have invited us in. We bring our dog in, sit down on the floor, and the kids read to our dog. They basically forget we're even there because they're telling the story to my greyhound. And then they show her the picture and tell her what's going on in the book, and they don't even really realize I'm there.
Oh, I love that. Do you want to speak to that point also, Marla?
I was going to say miniature horses have been used as well as miniature ponies. I was so glad that Kelly brought that up because that was something, it's not something that we do, but it's just something that is so amazing. And we actually have a program on the East Coast. It's called CATS, but it's for canine assisted therapy.
Okay, yeah.
And it does something very similar to that reading program. And so I'm so glad that it's on the West Coast of Florida too.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but wonderful things about cats and love the play on the name there with that. That's so great. So Kelly, you talked a little bit about that it doesn't just have to be dogs, that it can be cats, turtles, miniature horses. I love it. What is something that makes these animals a therapy animal? What do they have to go through a test or some kind of certification?
Well, basically, we have evaluators, and I do want to mention that Pause is throughout not only the United States. She initiated it in Omaha, Nebraska, and just happens to be headquarters is now in Tampa, where she lives. But we're throughout the United States and even in Canada and other countries where our U.S. military members have gone to Japan and Australia and have started small chapters around the world actually now. But the different animals we've had has been quite interesting. When we have shown up with the miniature horse, we've had Great Danes that were bigger than the miniature horse, so people always had to have pictures of that. And we had a possum at one time that was actually, again, a very interesting animal, but animals just sense when people need them, and in the interaction. And as a therapist, I get real tired of having to go in and drag people out of bed and walk them down the hallway. But when I go to visit people in hospitals and pediatric wards and libraries, and I get to be the fun person and bring my dog, I bring my dog to work with me, and he sits on the floor and he visits with the patients in the therapy department throughout the day. And just to see their smiles on their faces. But again, like you said, so many different type of animals can be part of the group. And basically what happens is one of the evaluators, you would go to a facility with one of the evaluators. They're looking for a mild-mannered, you don't have to have any special certification. A lot of people think it's nice to have the canine good citizenship, but you don't have to have it. Your dog just has to, your animal, I'm quit saying dog, has to be well-behaved, has to not be afraid of medical equipment. If you want to do children, your animal has to be good around children. So we just look for certain things that there's no skittish behaviors, that they behave around other animals, that, again, they're not afraid of equipment, not afraid to, be petted and handled and touched. And so as long as they have those types of behaviors, then they can become a pet therapy with Paws for Friendship.
That's great. I can only imagine the things that you get to see and how impactful that is, all the different programs that you share. Just in wrapping up, before we cut to commercial, Kelly, I want to give you a chance. If anyone's interested in learning more information about Paws for Friendship, where can they find that information?
They can Google, of course, Paws for Friendship, but I believe the website is Paws, Paws, or FOR, Friendship spelled out, Inc.org. And all that information is there. The one good thing I also want to mention is that with joining Paws for Friendship, you also get liability insurance, which people don't think about.
Very important.
Right. And so there are groups out there that don't have that insurance coverage for you and your animal. So.
Okay, thank you so much. And Marla, where can we find out more information about Tomorrow's Rainbow?
Sure, you can go to our website, tomorrowsrainbow.org, tomorrowsrainbow.org.
Wonderful. And I know we are connected to both of you on Facebook, so that's another great way to reach out to them. Kelly and Marla, thank you so much for being here, for calling in. We learned a lot. We'll be right back after this break to talk to my mom and her service dog, Barney. Thank you.
So, thank you for having us, Bree.
The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com. Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Hello, good evening. You are listening to and watching Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. I'm your host, Bree Bynan. If you have been watching this show for the last couple months, you know that we usually are talking about the creative arts therapies, music therapy, art therapy, movement therapy, but we are doing something a little different today, and we are saying that we are thankful in the spirit of Thanksgiving for the furry members of our families. We're talking about the benefits of pet ownership, the benefits to others working with therapy animals, and I am so thankful to have a furry and non-furry member of my family here tonight. My mom is here visiting from Tennessee for Thanksgiving. Thanks for being here, Mom.
My pleasure, honey.
Oh, it's very exciting. I usually get to hear from you afterwards as you're watching the show, which I appreciate. So it's really neat to have you here tonight. So you have been through a pretty incredible last 9 months. About a year ago, we went through a significant loss of our dear furry friend. And you just said, okay, in his memory, I am going to train a puppy to be my service dog. And if there's anyone who says something and does it, it's my mom. So I'm so glad that you're here to talk about your experience and also to maybe motivate others who might be having the same thoughts. So just starting from the beginning, can you tell me a little bit about your relationships with dogs? Have you had this thought before about a service dog?
I've always had dogs, really all animals, and I've always wanted to train them. So when I'd bring home a stray dog, it would be teach him how to climb a ladder, do crazy things, but just had an affinity with them. With the service dog, no, I've never had a service dog before, but my dogs have always been Goldens.
A little closer.
They've always been Goldens, and they're so mellow to begin with. They've always had an affinity. So we've gone through obedience class, which was a socialization for both the dog and myself. And then they seem to just fit right into the family role or going into people's homes. It was just a wonderful match. With Barney, it was a different situation. I have some physical issues that limit my capability for walking and balance. So actually, when you mentioned to me that at my age, Barney, if you lived a nice life of 15 years, I'd be 75 years old and have this dog. And it made me think, wow, I need to train this dog as much as possible because he may end up being your dog. So I got him into a program of just general obedience. And while I was in that class, my trainer said that she was certified for service dogs and also for just being the dogs as far as higher levels of obedience, but not going anywhere else like the service dog is, because it's the highest level of training. Well, I became more and more interested. Barney seemed like a really trainable dog, and it was a challenge that I wanted to take on. It also provided me with a certain sense of social mobility. I was new in an area. I got to meet different people, and Barney got to meet dogs of his age. And I think what was really fun, after having an older dog who was perfect in every way, it was really frustrating to get a puppy and have to go from scratch again. All of the wet, all the things go with a puppy. So I'm going to say right now, you might want to rethink getting a puppy. You might want to go and maybe get an older dog that's already gone through some training if you're in the looking for another dog. Anyways, it was fun going to these classes because other people were going through the same things. And we could laugh about things that we probably were really angry about or upset about, as far as your new shoes getting chewed up and carpets being ruined, that sort of thing.
Sure. So I know Barney is laying down, so we actually can't. Is he able to? Will he sit up?
Barney, up.
So those of you who are listening on the radio and don't have the video, you can see him. So for those who are watching the video, you can see his head now. So, but those who can't see the video, can you explain why the type of dog he is, or what kind of dog he is, and why that has worked so well for what your mobility goals have been?
Yes, Barney is a golden doodle. You were saying that his dad is 3/4 standard poodle, so he's more poodle than golden, but he's a very big dog. And I'm a tall person. I'm 5'8", 5'9". Barney almost magically grew to the right height. He actually, his spine is at my length of where my arm stops. So my hand can rest on his back, and he will help me rise from a chair. He will give me balance as I'm walking, and he also will pull my wheelchair. This breed is such a great breed. I didn't know anything about them, besides the point that they don't shed, which is amazing, and hypoallergenic. They're just a smart but loving dog, very loyal, very protective, as you found out in your home. And he loves to be taught things. He just loves training. It's amazing. He wants to know more and more. So, as you said, he just became certified last week. But I plan on going into more training, no matter what it is. He enjoys it, and I do too. It's a really good thing for me to get out. It empowers me. It makes me feel like I can still do things. And he's such a cute dog that everybody wants to pet him or say hi to him. And what is he? It's a curiosity, really. So that's
We
kinda
just
cool.
went to dinner, and the direct quote was, "Can I come over there and worship him?"
Yes.
So I can see that you get a lot of attention.
A
with
lot
him.
of attention. Grocery shopping. I mean, I do take him pretty well everywhere. He was on his first flight coming down here last week. He did great. He's a big dog, so they didn't have the seats we were supposed to get behind the bulkhead, so we took up a whole row. He got to sit on 2 seats with his head on my lap and did just great. But the problem, again, with service dogs, they're not supposed to be pet, so I can give you a heads up. Yes, you're not supposed to pet a service dog. And the reason for that is the service dog is supposed to be focused on his owner. And that's a very hard one for me because I want everybody to pet him and love him. But I do understand that. And because he's newly certified, and young, 15 months old, it's easy for him to get distracted. So it isn't best for both of us if I keep him focused on my commands and my needs. And later on, maybe I can relax there.
Yeah, and we had so much information that we learned the first half of the show that we kind of breezed through what would be the difference between an animal that's a therapy animal and a service animal. And there's probably a myriad of reasons, but that ability to pet, for me, stands out as one of the main reasons because, again, it's not necessarily to soothe others. He's there working for you.
That's exactly the thing. The therapy dog is there for everyone to pet and relate to. And with a service dog, they are specially trained for their owner, much like a seeing eye dog is. There are certain needs that he helps me fulfill. I'm working on one of my biggest needs of picking up things that I drop. And that's a tough one. In fact, my trainer said that it's like the hardest to train a dog to do. So I've tried everything. I've put socks in a ball and dip things in beef juice. So he's doing well. It's a tough one, and he's doing way better. But those are the types of things a service dog is supposed to do. Things to help me in my daily life. I would love, as I said to you last night, I would love in a couple of years to also allow Barney to be a therapy dog because he is so loving. But right now that would make us go backwards in our training, and maybe it'll never happen. And then the good news is there are a lot of therapy dogs out there.
Yeah.
And you'll see the people who are working with the therapy dogs, they're all smiling.
Absolutely.
You're just so lucky if you get to do that and have a pet of 4 legs, 2 legs, whatever, that's going to be with you and provide that much comfort to people.
Absolutely. And you were saying, which I didn't realize, that a service dog can be a therapy dog, but a therapy dog can't necessarily be a service dog.
They have to pursue the training.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have to do the training and get certified.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's really good to know. One other thing I think is really important, especially if there's anyone listening out there who's been thinking about this for themselves or for a loved one, if you're a caregiver. You shared a little bit about your chronic pain and your challenges with that, but you were very determined to go through this process with Barney and be the one that trained him. I'm sure that's not always the case or even manageable for everyone to be that person. Are there people who will train them for the person specific to their needs? How does that work?
Yes, there are. And I've only found this out by going into stores and rambling around with Barney and running into people who've been expressed interest in having their own service dog, but were incapable of doing some of the training. So I know that the trainer that I used in Asheville, North Carolina, I'm not from here, his business is Specialized Canine, Steve Kennedy. He will come to your home. And I know that if you live here, wherever you live, look up and ask your vet, your local humane society. They'll know who are trainers, and they may even have them provided on their staff. Some person will come to your house and help you train, or you can pay a fee and buy an already trained service dog, or have your dog, if you have a puppy or dog that shows promise, that's going to be a candidate who's going to be listening and going to be calm. Those are 2 really important aspects. They will take a dog on for like 3 months, I think is like the minimum. Maybe it's 1 month. You'd have to check. But they will take the dog to their facility and train the dog. and specialize in exactly your needs. Like, as I say, mine is mobility and standing up and picking up things. Whatever those needs may be, they'll help you out.
That's great. And it's so neat, too, that it is so specialized. I know that when you were in class, your basic class, you had police canines, a dog that was being trained for their owner was diabetic.
That's right.
Different things that, and then from that basic training can go into those specialized skills.
So amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing. And I need to say again, when you first go into these classes, you have a puppy. And honestly, you're going, you know, I can't even make him sit. How is this dog ever going to pass this course and get to that point? But they do. And it takes dedication. You really need to work with your dog. It's like a child. You can't force them because it becomes more work and frustrating. There's a lot of treats that are involved, both food and toys. You know, there's a real balance between working on a skill and then getting the ball out and throwing it. You know, that's how they train police dogs. There is a favorite toy that a policeman will have with him. And outside of the crime situation, that's what the reward, whether it's just mouthing it, but there is a reward for them, and you have to keep that balance. But the closeness that you have with your dog, I love that part. They're, besides children, it's a very, and yours, perfect. It's a very special relationship.
Beautiful. And one more thing before we do cut to commercial, I want to ask, I know it's been a topic this year in our legislation that Florida has had to cut back a little bit on exactly what it means to be a service dog. So, you know, what advice would you give for someone interested in this as far as finding out what their state's rules are?
Yes, and you can find it online, because I did research it coming from Tennessee. And my trainer was in North Carolina because I live on the border. So he had to research and see which certification, which state required more.
Sure.
Find it on your state, on the state website of legislation, and they'll tell you what exactly the laws are. They're not so much different. It's how they're enforced.
Okay.
I think that Florida has so many little dogs and a lot of people who want to bring that dog with them that it got too easy to just buy a little vest and a little sticker that said service dog so they could fly and all those things. There really is a certification, there's a registration number, and they can prosecute for it. So there's a real actual line of legal chain of events that will qualify for service dog. Find out. You just getting the vest on eBay with a service dog sticker is not a service dog.
Sure.
You know, there's training that goes along with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very important to know. We are going to come back after this break and share some Thanksgiving theme music. Don't forget to call and tell us what you're thankful for 1 month of Bark Box. We'll see you then. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com. Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. You are listening to and watching Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. I'm your host, Bree Bynan. We've been talking about tonight the furriest member of our family, our special pets, the benefits that they bring us just being in our home, the joy and comfort they can bring others as therapy animals, and when they really go to work and learn how to be specialized in a skill set to help others as a service dog. I have my mom with me here tonight, Jan Gordon, and Barney, her service dog, who is resting on the floor right now. He's had a big day. You might have heard me mention earlier he went Thanksgiving shopping at Publix, so yes, he is very tired from that. We are going to take this time tonight to do some music for you. Before we do that, I just want to give you another moment to reiterate, even if someone is not quite ready to take their dog to be a therapy dog or a service dog, what are some things you would recommend that they do just as far as basic commands or obedience?
Okay. And first, make sure you're ready for a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
That's so important.
Yeah.
After you get your puppy, housebreaking is the first thing always. Ask your vet, someone you trust and someone who knows your limitations also and your family's dynamics of a good trainer. Find a basic training obedience class. Something that your dog is going to be successful at and you are going to want to keep up, because it's not just going once a week. It's practicing it at home and getting the whole family on board. So if it's one word, it's sit. Everyone is using that. Not, oh, I wish you would sit, or please sit right here. Sentences, no. It's one word commands. It's going to work for everyone. So they're all going to be on board. That's the first thing right there.
That's great advice. We actually do have a caller.
Yay!
Hello, caller. Can you say your name and where you're from?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, it's Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Joe, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my health and my friends and my family and my furry family member, Gizmo.
Oh, we're thankful for you guys, too. Joe, congratulations. You have won a 1-month subscription to BarkBox. Have you and Gizmo ever used BarkBox before?
I don't think he has.
Well,
He's going to love it,
he
Joe.
is going to love it. Awesome, Joe. Well, stay on the line, and we're going to get to your address, although I might already know that, information, and get that to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, we have a few minutes left tonight. Let me find my good key here. We're going to finish with some home theme songs for those of you who are traveling home, or you have loved ones or friends traveling to visit you for the holidays. We wish you safe travels. We are thinking of our home as well, which is in upstate New York. We want to do a little shout out quickly to our Graham and Mom. Graham, we love you. Happy Thanksgiving. We
Love
wish
you,
you were
Mom.
here. These songs are for you.
That's right.
Sitting in a railway station, got a ticket for my destination. And on a tour of one-night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand. And every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping, home, where my music's playing, home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Every day is an endless stream of cigarettes and magazines. And each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories. And every stranger's face I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts are escaping, home, where my music's playing, home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Tonight I'll sing my songs again, I'll play the game, and and pretend. But all my words come back to me in shades of mediocrity, like emptiness and harmony. I need someone to comfort me. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping, home, where the music's playing, home, where love lies waiting silently for me, silently for me, silently for me. Yay. Very good one. Good request, Mom.
You know it.
All right, our second home theme song, since we are hoping that you are safely home or on your way there to spend some time with family and friends, is There's No Place Like Home for the Holidays. All right. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays, 'cause no matter how far away you roam, when you long for the sunshine of a friendly gaze, for the holidays you can't beat home sweet home. I met a man who lives in Tennessee, and he was heading for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie. From Pennsylvania, folks are traveling down to Dixie's sunny shores. From Atlantic to Pacific, gee, the traffic is terrific. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays, 'cause no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways, for the holidays you can't beat home sweet home. For the holidays you can't beat home sweet home. Yay. We wish you a happy and safe holiday with your friends and family, and we will see you next week. Have a great night.
Happy holidays.
Thank you for listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. We hope you enjoyed today's program and discovered new ways to bring music, art, and dance into your home or workplace. Please find a copy of today's show at pbmti.com. If you have any questions for our guest or myself, please email me at Bree, that's BREE, at pbmti.com, or call the Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute at 561-747-9944. Tune back in next week for an all-new live show. See you then.
The opinions expressed on the preceding